Good morning, and thank you guys for those of you who had asked about some tips, some young men who want to know ideas of what they can do with their children after school. So this morning's video is a tip on what to do with your child when they're finished with school. Okay, so the first process I would say to do is take your child, first of all, they come from school in the afternoon, hug them, say, how was your day? All right, give them a sense of love. Then next you move to see to it that they take off their school, for a lot of schools have uniforms, see to it that they take off their school uniform. And then again, some schools do not have school uniforms. So, but just so that uniform can be clean the next day, ask them to take off their uniform, no matter how small they are. At 5 years old, they're good to go. They can handle that. Or you can assist them, of course, and just do that with them to make them feel again special and wanted. Their dad's doing something with them. And then, of course, you put them, teach them to hang his clothes up or her clothes up in the closet, so they can use that uniform for the next day. All right, and then of course get into ordinary running, playing clothes that they can be around the house or neighborhood with. All right, and then next you go outside while the sun is still out. You go outside and play with the child. Football, basketball. I know a lot of us adults sometimes we feel like we don't have the time to do it, and many of us do not have the time. But how I've kind of decided to do it is, because sometimes I have my 5-year-old nephew, I decided I need exercise anyhow. I need to run and jump and do the stuff to relieve some stress, of course. So what I do is I go ahead and play with my nephew, whether it's a ball, whether it's running, walking fast, whether it's he on his bicycle while I walk briskly alongside of him, or go to the beach, do some exercise while I watch him swim. So thereby passing the afternoon with the child rather than him sitting in front of the TV and eating junk and doing nothing really except watching TV. And then later on, as time progresses, then to nighttime, then you prepare a meal for your child. I know a lot of you are single parents, single mom, single dad. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Try to make it as healthy as you can do. Cook something easy to cook, 15-20 minutes, rice and do some fish, or just something easy and healthy that a child, or vegetable and a healthy meat, or just again something you can make it. You don't have to do a whole load of cooking. Something simple, half an hour, and then you're done. All right, after food time or dinner time, or some Caribbean people call it supper time. After that, then of course it's take your child in and give him a bath, him or her. For those of you guys who have little girls, then of course I would strongly suggest set in the tub, set in the shower at the right setting for the child. Make sure it's not too hot, not too cold, just warm, and put your daughter into the shower and let her bathe her own self. It's a little girl, right? For those men who are trying to help as a single dad trying to raise their daughter, put the little girl in a shower by herself. I mean by herself meaning you can stay there, or you can ask if you got a nanny or another lady in the house to go in with her, or pull the shower curtain across. We can keep the door open in case she needs something. For little boys, of course, guys can be a lot more helpful to their boys, but when it's girls, it's a different issue, right? So after bath time, of course, because any kids, we don't want no inappropriate touching. And I know some fathers that are very kind of worried, I guess, of to make sure that their child don't feel like they're being touched inappropriately. A lot of good fathers would give the child the soap, give them the rag, stay in the bathtub to assist them, to watch them, but make sure again that the child's bathing himself and touching his private parts by himself or herself. All right. After bath time, of course, then after that, I would say get a good book, get a little child's book. Now, what I've found too is that some fathers want to try to sit and read with their child, and they're using a 7-year-old book for a 5-year-old, or they're using a 10-year-old book for a 6-year-old. So try your best to find a, look in the back and see what age group is that book for, sorry, what age group is that child for. And because I've watched parents before trying to get a child to read a book that's way too advanced for them, and the child gets frustrated, gets hurt, gets angry, because there you are as a parent saying, what's this word, what's this word, what's this word. But again, you have trying to make a 10-year-old read what a 12-year-old should be doing. So the first thing I would say is, let the child show you the pictures and tell you the story from the pictures, if they are not of reading age, right? So usually kids they know the alphabet, or alphabets at 5, but the reading and stuff don't start until 6 and 7. All right, so try to make it fun. Don't make it such a drill where the kid is turned off from reading. So again, let them sometimes just show you the pictures and tell their version of the story, and you listen. And it's amazing then to hear how creative the child can be just looking at pictures and talking to you back about a story. So it's teaching the child creativity, time with you. And for those of you parents who are struggling, and I know a lot of us people struggle with that issue, but please, 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 put down the telephone. Let it be just your child's time then. A lot of kids are coming home at 3, 4, 5, and the parents are coming home at 7. Please, 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 please. Then put down the phone, divorce your phone for a while, or your iPad, so that you can spend that little quality time with your child for that little hour and a half before the child goes to bedtime. One thing I've seen is not only is the phone a distraction, but I've watched people where they are trying to talk on their iPad and phone and trying to make the kid think that they're listening to them. And then all of a sudden, sometimes the parent gets a very upsetting message on the phone or the iPad, and next thing you know, they're upset. Yet they're trying to guide this little child listening to reading, but they've just got an upsetting message, and then it reflects on the child, or the child can sense that. So please divorce yourself. Most of the kids, again, probably have 2 hours with us at most before it's bedtime for them. Then after that, as a parent, as a grown-up, you can go back then to your iPad or watching your TV or on your phone after you've spent a little 2-hour time with your child before they go to bed. And last of all, again, the kids come out of the bathroom, you've got their clothes for them to dress themselves, to dry themselves, and support them. They don't have, a 5-year-old a lot of times don't need you to do it for them, just support them, be there for them as they dress themselves. And then last of all, see to it that your child has spiritual guidance, and that is, take time out for God. Yeah, take time out for God and say their little prayers before they go to bed. Your child, if you raise your child well educated into sports, but no sense of direction when it comes to a higher power, or God that watches over them, or angels that protects them every day, if you raise your kid without that spiritual influence, then later on you can have a kid that's very confused, very disoriented, very hurt, because here they have education, they have sports, but they don't know a clear sense of right and wrong, or they don't know that when life hits them hard, at times even as a young kid, that they don't realize there's a God, there's a Jesus that loves them no matter what happens to them. So take time to institute prayer before bedtime, and I guarantee you, it can help your child have some sort of sense of direction if you raise them that way when life throws a ball at them, which happens many times at a young age. Okay, so hopefully those tips made sense for today. Thank you, and bye till next time.